little live button up in the corner. So if you'll put hashtag replay for me. So we're going to make 3 arrangements for our party tomorrow. Dad needs you. We're going to work on 3 arrangements for a party. They're just small $45 centerpieces, and we're going to use bubble bowls. And I thought that I would put those together with you guys. So I do have Owen and Victoria here with me to read all the comments. So y'all ask me questions. Talk to me as we go along. I'd love to talk to you. Thank you for the hearts and the thumbs up over on Facebook. Thank you, thank you. So this is what we call a bubble bowl. It is just a little glass. It's an ivy bowl, actually, in the catalog. We usually order these from, we order them from 2 different places. I order them from Burton & Burton, and we also order them from Direct Floral. But it's just a little glass vase. We use these a lot as small centerpieces for dinner parties. I'm going to tuck this in the drawer real quick. I'm going to set it over here on the counter.
Allison says she's finally catching a live after a week.
We have missed you, Allison. Thank you for being here, friend. Thank you, thank you. So what we've done is we've added fresh water and floral flower food into the water. We always just use a powder flower food. And what that consists of is it consists of a little bit of sugar and a little bit of a agent that helps to kill the bacteria. So if you don't have powdered flower food at home, it's completely okay. If you have Sprite, like the clear soda Sprite, but it does not need to be diet. It has to have the sugar. If you have Sprite, put a little bit of Sprite into your water and add just a touch of bleach to your water. The bleach kills the bacteria. The Sprite gives it the sugar, the flowers the sugar that they want. So you can certainly do that for flower food at home. I'm going to take these 3 bowls, and I like to work in a kind of an assembly line where we put all of the hydrangeas in first, and then all the next flower, and then all the next flower, and then you get 3 arrangements done all at the same time. We're going to start out with some hydrangeas.
Karina Tucker on YouTube says, "Good evening, ladies. Looking forward to watching your great creations." And Miss Linda Sue is watching from Sherwood, Arkansas.
So glad y'all are here. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for being here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull off most of the foliage on these white hydrangeas, and we are going to tint them with flower tint. So, hey Owen, Victoria's trying to get your attention. Okay.
I'm sorry.
So I'm fluffing that guy. We always keep our hydrangeas in the little package in the cooler, and we do that because our cooler is a metal cooler. The walls in there are metal, and so if the blooms touch the side of the cooler the walls get colder, or it seems, and it'll blister those petals. So that's why we always leave these little plastics on them.
Linda Sue says, "Good afternoon from Sherwood, Arkansas." And Miss Donna says, "Hello from South Carolina. Glad to see you live."
Hello, hello. I think Victoria just read those, didn't you?
I just read the Linda Sue, but I didn't read
Oh, okay.
Donna's.
Hello, guys. Thank y'all for being here. Okay, I'm going to start out. I'm going to paint these blue. So, one of the main things that I love the most about white hydrangeas is I can take this hydrangea, the same white hydrangeas in the cooler, and I can make them blue, and I can make them pink, or I can make them green, or I can do them an antiqued. So, today we're going to make them blue. I like to start out with a little bit of green. So this is called Just for Flowers. It's a Design Master paint, and it's called Fresh Green. It's actually a transparent flower dye. So I'm going to take it, and I'm just going to pop that bloom with a little bit of green. So I find, and I'm going to let that dry, I find if you hit your hydrangeas with the green first before you come back over them with the blue, that they look more natural.
Miss Donna says your hair looks great today.
Why, thank you, friend. Thank you, thank you.
Julianne Jinx on Facebook says, I'm paying attention. I'm in charge of my 50th class reunion. We need some centerpieces.
Well, this is actually exactly that. It is for a class reunion. And she wanted some blue and some yellow and then other pretty colors. So that's why we're going to paint our hydrangeas blue. So I set my green to the side, and next we'll come in with our blue. So this is the same type of paint. It's by Design Master, just for flowers, hydrangea blue. And it is the same transparent dye. So I'm going to take it, and I am going to...
Thank you for following on TikTok, Miss Carissa.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you. So you're just going to kind of layer that paint. And you can do this on any type of flower. Hydrangeas usually take the paint really, really easily. So there we go. So there's our blue hydrangea.
John Miller wants to know if you have any weddings coming up and what week you'll be on vacation.
So we don't have any weddings until the fall, which is interesting, isn't it? And we will go on vacation. So we have one more week here at the shop, and then we'll leave for vacation on Sunday the 23rd, Sunday the 23rd, and then we'll be back on Sunday the 30th. So we will be back at the store on the 1st of July. So I like to just kind of layer it. When you're painting flowers, you don't want to hold that plunger down like that. You just kind of want to pop it and just hit it with just a little bit of color. You don't want it to drip. Okay, there's our blue hydrangeas. So I'm going to take my hydrangeas, I'm going to set them to the side and let them dry real quick. And I'm going to start with some green hydrangeas. So these are naturally green. These are called mini green hydrangeas. Just some minis. I'm going to take them and I'm going to pull their paper off of them.
Miss Linda, it is a class reunion party.
And they needed 5 little centerpieces. So I'm going to pull off some of the foliage. I'm not going to pull off all the foliage on the little green hydrangeas because they're going directly in water. They're not going in floral foam. They're going directly in water.
Miss Margaret Lynch wants to see you make a bow, but asks that you wire it separately to see how it's done.
The individual, like you want me to do a layered bow, Miss Margaret, and then do individual, tie it off in between the layers. Is that what you're saying? So this is my favorite floral knife. I've used a whole lot of floral knives in my day. This is one of my favorites. It's just a folded knife. It's a paring knife. You can order it on Amazon, and it's actually on our Amazon storefront, but it is my favorite. And it comes in bright colors, so they don't go in the garbage quite as easily because they're not dark green. Taking my floral knife, cutting that stem at an angle, and I'm dipping it in a quick dip. Quick dip is a solution, a hydrating solution that just helps to keep these hydrangeas happy and hydrated. So I'm going to take that and pop him right over in that vase. Cut my next stem, and I usually count to about 7. And then pop him right in the water.
Miss Margaret says yes, please.
I can do it. I'll be happy to, Miss Margaret.
Miss Janet Ezekiel says she's enjoyed your themed arrangements. Could you possibly do a music themed arrangement? Maybe music notes? Her daughter just graduated with her master's in music theory.
I will see what I can do. We'll have to, I've got some pretty ribbon in there that has music notes. So yes, I'll play with it. I sure will. I'll be happy to do that. Thank you for the suggestion. Okay, so here's our blue hydrangea that we just tinted, cutting that stem at an angle, dipping it in quick dip. If you do not have quick dip at home, you don't have to have quick dip. We like to use it here. You can use alum, it's a powder, and it's over in the spices section. It's in the pickling section. So it's just a white powder, and it's called alum. You're going to take these stems, just dip them right into that powder, and then drop it right into the water.
Emily Brogdon asks, don't the hydrangeas need to be more blue if it is maybe a school color?
Well, she just said a pop of blue. So we're actually going to use a little bit of the, I'm going to use a little bit of a deep bluish purple Veronica. And this paint doesn't get it too much more blue. That's the color that it'll get it. If I went too much, it's just going to look muddy. So that's the reason I went with this shade of blue. But I don't have a paint that gets a whole lot deeper. Now there is a blue delphinium paint, which comes off a tiny bit deeper. But the hydrangea is this light blue. Okay, next we're going to come in with some Solidago.
Quinn saying hello.
Hey Quinn, how are you, my friend? You doing all right? Solidago. And so I'm going to take these stems. So this one has some foliage that doesn't look great, so I'm going to pull off the foliage. Anytime the foliage doesn't look good but the flowers look good, just pull that foliage off. So I'm just pulling that foliage off. I'm actually going to take this piece and I'm going to break it into 2 pieces.
Quinn said he's doing good and he's asking how you're doing.
I'm good, Quinn. Thank you for asking.
Miss Cheryl, thank you. She says, hi Owen, I did not realize you were here today. And she says they're doing well where they are. She hopes you are too.
So glad you're here, my friend. Thank you for watching. So that's 2 pieces of Solidago, but I took 1 piece and I just popped it in half. So I like to use my fingernail. Just pop that in half, 2 pieces. And I'm just tucking that right down into those hydrangeas.
Miss Gloria White followed us. Thank you, Miss Gloria.
Miss Janice Baxalone says, hello, Monty. Love you all so much. I saw my cardiologist yesterday. He is placing me in cardiac rehab soon for a strengthening program. Prayers are appreciated.
Awesome. We will certainly keep you in our prayers. Thank you for letting us know, Miss Janice. I was just going to ask how you're feeling. So I'm taking that Solidago and popping it into 2 pieces and just tucking it in. Now I like Solidago because it's an inexpensive filler flower, and of course this yellow is perfect for this occasion. Alright, so we have 2 hydrangeas, 1 green, 1 blue, and 2 stems of Solidago. So that's actually already pretty. It wouldn't take much more to be pretty, would it?
Miss Jaslyn followed us.
Thank you for the follows, guys. Thank you so much. Next, we're going to come in with some orange spray roses. So these are called Orange Babe spray roses. They're so pretty. And to me, they really make everything happier. So I'm going to take and remove some of the foliage. I'm going to cut that stem at an angle. And I am just going to tuck him right down into that vase.
Miss Catherine asks, how is your mom doing? I hope you're all doing okay too. Continued recovery prayers for all of you.
Thank you, thank you. Mama's doing pretty good. She's having a good day today. She did go to the doctor, and they've just adjusted her medicine. There we go. Her white blood cell count is down, so they just want her to be careful, not get around too many people, those kind of things. They just don't want her to get sick. But they gave her a shot today, and they will give her another shot tomorrow to help boost the production of her white blood cells. But she's positive. She's feeling good. She's upbeat, so that's great. So I'm just taking these stems and cutting them at an angle.
Thank you, Miss Marianne. They're liking the bow video.
Oh, yay! I didn't even know you did one. Did you post that today? I'll have to go back and watch.
It's the one you watched it on
Oh, did I?
Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
I showed it to you.
Oh,
you
perfect.
got the first look.
Oh, I was the first. It's so nice, though, because y'all can help me post. That's so nice. They take care of me around here. Okay, so there's our little orange spray roses tucked in. So see how simple and easy that is. Next, we're going to come in with a sunflower for each. Again, these are fairly inexpensive, beautiful little centerpieces. So we're going to do a single sun in each one.
Quinn sent us a rose. Thank you, Quinn.
Hi, Quinn. Thank you for the rose.
Very nice of you, Quinn. He's our top gifter right now.
Our top gifter.
Miss Mary Lou says, I love spray roses. They are so pretty. I am keeping your mom in my daily prayers.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. So there's our happy little sunflower tucked in. So again, I'm just using that floral knife.
Miss Cheryl says, hello guys, hot day in London, Ohio.
Is it warm in London, Ohio?
It
has been pretty warm in Mississippi, I think. Yeah. We've been inside most of the day. We don't really know, do we, Victoria? We work inside. Thank heavens. Gosh, I would hate to work outside in the heat all the time. Okay, small little yellow roses. I'm not going to wire them because they're tucking in really deep. So they don't have a lot of stem that they have to drink. So often, if I leave the stems really long, I will go ahead and wire that head because that water has a long way to go to get to the head of the flower. And so often I will wire the head. But because I'm cutting them really short, I don't have to wire the head. Now I'm leaving on as much of that pretty foliage as I possibly can, but you'll remove any foliage that might fall below the water line. Cut that stem at an angle and just tuck him right down in to that arrangement.
Miss Julie says, I've been dealing with a case of shingles since the weekend. It's finally getting a little better. I even had the vaccine.
Oh, Julie, I'm so sorry to hear that. I have never had the shingles, but I have heard they are absolutely no fun whatsoever. And we will sure pray that you heal quickly. And then next we're going to come in with this really pretty purplish Veronica. It's kind of a royal purple. Really so pretty. Now I love Veronica. I love that it's so whimsical and pretty. Just kind of a fun little flower. I'm going to strip off some of that foliage.
A few people are just joining and wondering what this is for.
So these are fun little centerpieces for they're going to have a little dinner party for their class reunion, and they wanted some centerpieces for the table. And so these are just bright, fun, mixed colored centerpieces.
Miss Jaslyn asks, how did you go about starting your business?
So, Jaslyn, I went to school to be a florist. I went to school to learn floral design and to learn business. I went to work for another flower shop, and I worked for her for several years, and then I ran a floral department at a grocery store for several years. And I had the opportunity to buy a small balloon shop, a balloon and gift shop. And that was 18 years ago. And so when we bought the balloon and gift shop, we put the flower shop into the existing business. We just added flowers to that business. And then slowly but surely, we became just strictly flowers. I mean, we do have some balloons, but we're not nearly what, we just got some kind of weird little gift on TikTok. We're not nearly what the balloon business was back then. But yes, that's how we got started. We just bought an existing business and added the flower shop to it. And so that's how it worked out for us. But I did go to school to be a floral designer.
Quinn sent a heart as well. Thank you,
That's
Quinn.
what I was seeing that just shot across there.
Cool things. Miss Charlene Newberg says, I'm just joining. What is this for?
So these are tiny little centerpieces for a dinner party for tomorrow night. She's going to actually pick these up tomorrow. It's for their little class reunion.
Rhea Norman says, I could have come and made your balloons.
I know, Rhea, you could. Now, I will say that we opened the flower shop. Micah Thomas was born in 2005. So we bought the balloon shop in 2005. And back then, Rhea, balloons weren't nearly as cool as the balloons are now. Now, you are far above my balloon knowledge. You do amazing balloons. But back then, so she started the balloon business in the 80s, in the early 80s when balloons just started. Helium balloons had really just gotten popular. And so when we bought the business, it was really just a small business, and it was more of a hobby business. I don't think she was making a lot of money. And so we bought the business with the existing phone number, and then we kind of incorporated the flowers, which really worked great for us. And it was just a few gifts, not tons and tons of gifts. And so we kind of made it where with the gifts, we only have gifts that we're able to attach to flower arrangements. So we have candles, and we have balloons, and we have stuffed animals and things like that. So this is silver dollar eucalyptus, and we have crosses and plants, lots of beautiful plants. I took this eucalyptus and I cut it into small pieces, and I am just going to go around the edge of this vase and just tuck our eucalyptus right in. That one's kind of leaning there.
You have a few questions and comments on Facebook. Gray asks for prayers for his friend. He's very sick. He says that they can't do anything for him, and the family needs prayer. They're having a difficult time with the members of the family.
I will certainly pray, Gray. Thank you for letting us know. We will certainly lift them up in prayer.
Quinn asks, is he the favorite nephew?
Yes, Quinn, you're my favorite. Except besides Isaac, and he's my favorite, and then Lincoln is my favorite, littlest one. So yes, you're right there in the favorites.
Miss Patricia Kahn says, love, love, love. Flowers are
This
gorgeous.
is actually Miss Patricia.
Patricia Collins?
I think that's right. This is for a Miss Patricia, so it might be Miss Patricia.
And then Rhea Norman asks, on your fruit displays, are you going to use halved kiwi fruit? I think the color and texture would be fun.
That is fun, Rhea. I'm glad. Thank you for that suggestion. Yeah, that would be fun. Kiwi would be fun, wouldn't it, Victoria? We did have someone actually mention today about the strawberries, and so I wanted to talk about that too. So strawberries do, fruit and vegetables, put off an ethylene gas. And ethylene gas is hazardous to flowers. It kills flowers. So anytime you have flowers, you don't want to put them in the same cooler with fruit. So when we use the strawberries in that arrangement, we're not selling that arrangement with strawberries in it, okay? That was just for fun. That would be for more of party work. It's not something that we often keep here at the flower shop. That was really for fun. So if in case you are ever wanting to have flowers and fruit incorporated into the same thing, fruit is not really kind. Ethylene gas is not kind to flowers. So you'd never want to store your fruit in the same cooler as your fresh flowers. And so, in saying that, it's not something that we sell here at the shop. That was really just for fun, and it was more party work and fun.
Quinn shared the live. Thanks, Quinn. Quinn's doing all the things for us.
All the things, isn't he?
Carl Garrison says, perfect for a party. My blue hydrangea is blooming. My heart cath is scheduled for 10 on Monday. Who is taking care of Osa when y'all go on vacation?
So Robbie's going to take care of all the critters except Todd. Todd's going on vacation. But we have 2 kitty cats at the house at home. And so Robbie, my sister, is going to take care of all the cats.
Oh, that was your Miss Patricia who ordered.
Is that? Yes, I think we have another Miss Patricia that follows us too. But are these good, Miss Patricia? Is this enough blue? Do we need more blue?
She said she loves them.
Perfect.
Quinn asks if he can have Osa.
No, he cannot have Osa, but he can come take care of Osa.
And Norman and Binks.
And Norman and Binksy.
Thank you, Allison. Miss Denise, yes, we do use Budsy for our flowers.
Yes, we do use Budsy for our flowers. And all these flowers came direct from Budsy.
Gina on YouTube says dragon fruit would be beautiful.
Dragon fruit? But I actually looked the other day for dragon fruit. We need to do the pineapple tomorrow. I have a pineapple that is actually far too ripe, and so the foliage is not looking pretty, so I thought I would paint. This was Miss Victoria's idea. We're going to paint it gold.
Unique says, what are the steps to becoming a florist?
So honestly, in the state of Mississippi, you do not have to have a license to be a floral designer. I think the only state, isn't it Louisiana? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I know the state of Louisiana, you have to have a floral license to open a flower shop. Now, the only kind of license you have to have is a business license in the state of Mississippi, but you don't have to have any kind of license to any kind of floral specialty license. So you need to go and you need to train. And what I mean by that is I'm not necessarily saying you need to go to school. I went to school, but you don't have to necessarily go to school. You just need to go and shadow a floral designer. Go and learn all the things you can possibly learn. Get your hands on the flowers and design. Just practice, practice, practice. And watch how they do things. Watch how they do all in business. I think the hardest part is not the designing. The hardest part is figuring out the money and making sure that you earn money when doing this. We as florists are artists, and so what happens is we tend to, oh, one more flower would sure make this beautiful. Let me add one more flower, and you can't because you have a certain amount of money that you can spend, and each flower is money.
Thank you.
So it's hard.
Thanks for the heart, Quinn.
But if you have some questions, send me a message. You can send it by email or you can send it in Messenger, and I'm happy to try to answer any questions you might have.
Annette Lott said, my sister loved the plant and angel for her birthday. Thanks again from Olive Branch,
Oh,
Mississippi.
I am so glad. Thank you for your order. Thank you, sweet friend. Thank you.
Dawn Miller asks if you can make a wreath or arrangement using flip-flops. She thinks it would be very cute for summer.
I agree. I will have to stop by the dollar store. I will look into that.
Miss Cheryl says she's used lemons in a vase with flowers and it looked really cool.
Yes, and I have used them where we cut them up, but I think I want to do a lemon topiary too. I think that would be fun this summer. All right, so these are the arrangements. We use 2 hydrangeas. One is a natural green color and one is a blue hydrangea that's tucked in there. We use 2 orange spray roses. They're called Orange Babe. 2 stems of solidago, 1 happy little sunflower tucked in there, and a really pretty yellow rose in the back. And then 2 stems of veronica, which are those pretty purple stems. Now be careful when using the veronica. You don't want them to be both the same height because it'll look like antenna. So kind of tuck them in different heights and in different places. Always stand back from your arrangement and look at it. Make sure that it's not a bug looking back at you, or it doesn't have big eyes staring back at you. Always kind of pay attention to those things. And often when I take a picture of an arrangement is when I see the flaws. So take pictures of your design work and then study that picture. And if you see something peeking back at you, be sure to move that flower around so it doesn't look like big eyes looking back at you. And then to finish this arrangement, I added this beautiful eucalyptus. Are there any more questions, guys? I do want to say really quickly, anytime you are painting or tinting a flower, always use floral paint. Don't use store paint like the hardware store paint. Always use flower paint. Now, I use flower paint for fresh flowers. You can use hardware store paint for foliage. But anytime you're painting blooms, be sure to use flower paint, okay? Is that it? Any more questions?
Miss Margaret says hello.
Hey, Miss Margaret. Hello, friend.
Miss Karina says the vases are looking amazing.
Thanks,
and she
guys.
loves the colors.
Thank you. I thought they were so pretty. And Miss Patricia, she allowed me to just be creative.
And
she said it'll be pretty.
Gina asked where you're going on vacation.
We're going to the beach with all the sharks. All of the sharks are at the beach. Maybe they'll leave by the time we get there.
Gray wants to know if you can do a sand bucket arrangement.
Ooh, that would be cute. Yeah, great. I'll work on that.
Um,
Kind of fun, bright colors. We'll work on that.
Melissa Flores says she's been in the hospital with her mom all week long. She took a fall, looking for memory care now.
Oh, I'm so sorry, sweet friend. What is her name? And we'll put her on our prayer list. All right, guys. Thank you so very much for being here. If you have any questions about anything we do, you know you can always ask. We are so happy to answer any questions you might have. I will be back in the morning at 8 o'clock to do a devotion over on Facebook. So if you would like to join us, we'd love to have you there. It's at 8 o'clock on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then we'll be back in the afternoon, over on Facebook to make more pretty flowers. Guys, thank you for all the suggestions on flower arrangements. We'll be sure to put those on our list and we'll work on those. I hope you have a wonderful day and we'll see you soon.